So I found out that March is Kenworth Work Truck Month. Use that hashtag somewhere and tag us in it, please. Whether it's Instagram, Facebook, wherever. Post a truck, use that, put us with it. We thank you. But nonetheless, with it being Kenworth Work Truck Month, what a better way to do it than two T880s that are set up to work as trucks. Just do the intro. So before we start on these two trucks, let's talk about two trucks. Well, last week it was because I had the W900 and then the older W900, which to me was a really good comparison. When I heard we got these two trucks in stock, well, it made sense to review them and talk about them at the same time. They are identical. They don't look like it, but they are identical. They're just different colors. I'm assuming you guys are going to pick the color that you want, and you don't need my help in doing that, although I will talk about each color a little bit. I figured we'd just cover kind of some of the stuff with one of the trucks. You know what's happening in the other one. Without further ado, let's focus on which one do you pick? You want silver or do you want blue?
Got so much weight on my shoulders, enough to knock me out, but I'm still holding the throne. You never know till it's over. So pretty it hurts, just beware of the thorns. You got a glimpse, and you can't resist, luring you in closer. Guess I got a jinx. You want an honest man, but you don't understand. I won't be here when you wake up again. You want an honest man, but you don't understand. I won't be here when you wake up again. Got so much I need to cover.
So there's two parts to this little segment that I'm going to talk about right here. Is the first one, I wanted to park them like this so you guys really got an idea about these paint colors. To me, there's been the traditional reds and whites and things of that nature, and there's always been silvers and there's always been blues. These colors, I'm seeing more and more of them on the road, whether it be on trucks, on cars, and I can see why. There's just enough of a little bit of a metal flake in this to make it sparkle. Make it shine even, to make it stand out. Same thing with the blue over here. But they're very basic colors. And it's kind of neat to go back to that Crayola 8-pack. To me, I mean, we started with those basic colors because those are the ones we knew and loved, right? So why not go back to that? So this kind of trend right here, I absolutely love. Second off, and this is my way of being, I don't know, you guys call me a smart aleck, whatever you want to call it. I wanted to do my thing and talk about the front ends of these trucks. And something I wanted to talk about, make sure I got in the same shot, was the toe pins. I think I got them close enough. No, they didn't touch. So those of you that are more astute may have noticed that the toe pins don't line up here. You're gonna be like, if they're twin trucks, why doesn't that line up? Well, this one's pointed downhill a little bit. This one's pointed uphill a lot more. So when you do that, you get this. This is partially because I'm in Canton, and we're actually just south of Canton, right off of I-77. And the further south you go, the hillier it gets. Wait until you see our Zanesville dealership. Yeah, we're opening a dealership in Zanesville. We'll cover that in future videos. So my plan of attack on this, let's go down the passenger side of the silver truck, We're going to go down the driver's side of the blue truck. For the most part, it's going to be the same thing, but there's some subtle differences, not between the trucks, but between each side of the truck. I think you guys know what I'm going with. Up front, we've got the bumper. It's the tapered bumper, so that way if you're in a rut or something of that nature and you're backing up, you don't catch that corner and can opener that bumper. Up front here, we've got disc brakes. It's a 13.2 front axle, 13.2 suspension. We've got Alcoa Durabrite wheels. They look really nice with those center caps on them, by the way. Another added touch we've got the chrome mirror caps on this truck. There's just enough dress up on these trucks to just make them stand out a little bit. Between that and the colors, they walk this really cool balance of standing out but not obnoxiously so, if that makes sense. Nonetheless, I've always liked the way the T880 and the T680 badges look. To me, it's a nice looking setup. These trucks, both of them have single exhaust. We've got the chrome polished heat shield on the outside of this. Like I said, it's the single exhaust on these trucks. If you get a dual, it's just a dummy. For a truck like this, why have the extra money and the extra weight? Two things working against you. So as we go further back, we've got fuel hydraulic tank combination here. Now, one of the things that I like about this, it's another one of those cool little added touches, went with the wide polished straps on this. To me, it's a much cleaner look. It's a much more polished look, which sounds cliche, considering it's a polished piece. I got no other words for it right now. This tank, though, is divided. We've got 50 gallons in the front of diesel. We've got space for 50 gallons of hydraulic oil in the back. Now, as always, we don't have a PTO or a wet line installed in the truck currently, but it is set up for one. We don't know what rates you need and things of that nature for your hydraulic pumps, so let us know. We can get it put on. We can deliver the truck with exactly what you need on it. We've got 6 pieces of deck plate pack here. Slightly longer wheelbase on this truck, gives you a little bit better ride. You guys know the deal with that one. Once again, we come all the way to the back. We've got Alcoa Durabrite wheels. We've got Bridgestone rubber on it. These are a great on/off-road tire with these Bridgestone 799s. Up on top, we've got our fifth wheel. We've got a nice long slide with it. Air slide, mechanical release on that. For suspension, you guys probably know what I'm going to say on this one. AG400, 8-bag suspension. Applications like this, especially that may see a little bit of off-road use, the extra traction that you get with that suspension just helps out so much. It's just a great setup. We've also got polished quarter fenders there for you, because you don't want to be throwing stuff everywhere. Let's go to the driver's side / the blue side. 13.2, all the same stuff that's on the silver one. On this side, 100 gallons of fuel. Now, the nice thing is there's a couple of reasons why I said we've got quite a bit of deck plate, because a little bit of extra wheelbase on this truck. So the 100 gallons of fuel on this side, that gives us 150 gallons total of fuel. The nice thing with this is we don't have to do any other sort of step. We just extended these steps out the back. Now, you've got access to your deck. With this, we've got the pogo stick mounted back here. We've got the larger 21-gallon DEF tank here, so that way you've got plenty of time in between stops for DEF. Notice the polished cover on this. Notice the polished wideband on this tank too. These are inexpensive accessories that really just brighten up the truck and make it look so good, in my opinion. We come back here, we've got the battery box. Now this has battery disconnects on it also. There's two because the truck has a low voltage disconnect on it. Now, I've explained that system before, but what actually happens is it runs the batteries in parallel. One battery is probably going to power the cab and things of that nature. The other two batteries are going to be for starting. Now, in a normal situation where you've got plenty of battery power, all three batteries are going to be connected together in parallel. What happens if you leave the lights on, a door open, something of that nature? Well, what the truck actually does is it disconnects two batteries. So what happens is one battery will discharge, but the other two stay safe. That way you can still probably start the truck. Now, it's not 100% you're going to be able to start the truck, But 9 times out of 10, yes, this is a big battery saver. It literally disconnects the batteries for you. Now, on the other side of that, we do have the disconnects here, and that's why we have the 2 battery disconnects, because there's 2 separate circuits with that. The thing that I'm going to tell you on this, if the truck's going to sit for a couple of days, hey, maybe you're going on vacation. When you go to turn these switches off, don't shut the truck off, come back and hit these switches. It's just like your computer at home. It needs to go through a shutdown procedure. There's a lot of computers in these trucks. There's an engine computer, there's a chassis computer, there's the cab computer, all sorts of stuff that needs to shut down. Give it 3 to 5 minutes to shut down. Go in, grab yourself a cup of coffee, come back out, then slam the switches. What I saved from over there also, this truck runs a 195-inch wheelbase. Because I mentioned it's an AG 400 suspension, you can haul 40,000 pounds over the rear axles on these. Hi. So now we're going to talk about the inside. And to me, this is probably the way I would spec my own truck. It's not basic, but there's something about it that I really do like. I love the fact that Kenworth went with this black dash pad now. I think it looks really sharp. It gives a nice little bit of contrast inside the cab. The things that I really like is that this truck has the leather-wrapped smart wheel. I love the fact that when I'm going down the road, I can change radio, I can change whatever I want, cruise control, etc. I can just do it with my thumbs. I never have to move my hands from the wheel. It's so much less distracting. I feel like I have to hunt for things less. Speaking of feeling like I have to hunt for things less, all the switches are intuitively placed. I mean, the ones that you're not going to use as much, those are way over to the side here, or the ones that you shouldn't use as much, so to say. Way on the very end here, we've got the slide for the 5th wheel, the PTO switches here. Both of these are on protected covers. We've also got the guards over the switches for this truck does have dual lockers, and then the differential disconnect there. So you can lock things individually here instead of having to chunk them all together. You guys know how I feel about this cab. It's super quiet, it's super comfortable. There's plenty of space here, but it doesn't feel like it's all well used. There's even the pocket back here. So on top of that, let's dive into the second part of the drivetrain. And if you noticed where I just put my right hand, this is the truck for all you 3-pedal aficionados. This one, as a matter of fact, uses an 18-speed. The other one does also, like I said before, they are twins. You've got 17 chances to pick the wrong gear. So you guys may think that I just picked 2 twin trucks. Well, not twin, but we're calling them twins. You guys may think that I picked 2 sister trucks just because of the fact I wanted to find cool ways to park them. Well, that's part of it. Just figured this was a good shot. Nonetheless, 2 Cummins X15 engines in these trucks, 565 horsepower, 2050 torque out of these trucks. Wherever you want to go, quickly, they will take you. All the things that these trucks could have, grunt is definitely one of them. In this, behind them, as I mentioned on the interior side of the tour, 18-speed transmission on that. It is, in both trucks, manual for all you that want the 3-pedal option. Power, manual shifting, the reliability of the Cummins. Kenworth Work Truck Month? Definitely. So when I started this video, I introduced these 2 trucks as part of Kenworth Work Truck Month. Noticing a theme here, guys? Nonetheless, I feel like these really are the world's best. There's a lot of reasons when you look at the specs, plus when you look at the paint too. Even though they're not red, I know. I think I'm losing my touch or something. Nonetheless, guys, these are 2 spectacular trucks set up to do just a myriad of tasks. Is it the right one for you? If it is, by all means let us know. In fact, if you got a question, like something you see, you want to see something different, put that in the comments. Subscribe for me. Hit that notifications bell because you know you want to see the next time one of these comes out, and we want to make sure you get notified. Thumbs up if you liked it. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down twice. As always, stay safe out there. Keep it rubber side down. I will catch you on the flip side. I have to get in this truck because just not gonna work.
Got so